Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third episode in the Tyler Cedarwall saga of Cocktails and Conversations.
It's trilogy.
The trilogy, excuse me. We decided to keep him because we love him so much. My name is Chris. My pronouns are he and him.
My name is Shane, and my pronouns are he or they.
And my name is Tyler, and I am not even a human. I am actually a stalk of celery.
I will 100% take that. Very fitting for the topic today. Today, our drink is called the Spicy Cucumber. And if you're going to be drinking along at home with us, make sure that you please drink responsibly.
Please.
And be awesome as you are. Thank you so much. Today, we are talking about something that is weirdly controversial. People get really passionate about this topic. People get very defensive about this topic.
Shane's already getting heated.
Yeah, Shane's ready. He's ready to go.
So ready.
Today, we're talking about eating vegetarian politically or
just,
maybe not so politically.
Yeah. Just eating vegetarian or vegan or just eating a plant-based diet.
Yeah, and so one of the reasons we're going into this topic is Shane and I, for the most part,
I guess you can eat jalapeno seeds, can't you?
Yeah, for sure. It's really spicy. Shane and I eat, for the most part, I try to eat as pescatarian as possible. Shane eats mostly vegetarian. Of course, here and there are some cheat days, but for the most part, we try really hard to stick to that sort of diet. And you know, Shane, we're not here to convince anybody.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
we don't want you to switch. We're not trying to
be
convince
vegan
you.
or kill yourself. Only options in this scenario.
So Tyler feels very strongly about this topic.
We're not trying to convince you.
Yeah.
This is just actually to discuss why we eat the way we do.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want you to change the way you eat. This is just
we're just talking about
just so you can see inside the heads of people who think or eat the way they do.
Yeah,
exactly.
and you know, and a lot of our show is a lot of we just want to talk about how we feel. You know, we're not experts. We're not. I don't have a doctorate in like dietetics, dietary, I guess.
Dietary sciences.
Dietary science. I don't have a doctorate in dietary science or anything. We just have, you know, we've done our research. We talk about this. Like I said, we still eat meat on occasion if we're so feeling it, you know. But yeah, Shane, why don't we just jump right in?
All right, so.
Well, you never asked me what my eating habits
Oh,
were.
yes, Tyler.
That's a very good.
Okay, I see.
Wow.
All right,
We don't care.
They're looking. So I don't have any dietary restrictions, although in 2019, I've made it to my goal to not eat any beef or pork. And so far, we're almost a month in, and I have not eaten any beef or pork.
You feeling good about that?
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't completely cut out, I could never cut out fish, ever.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sushi addict.
Poke bowl, let's go.
Yeah, but honestly, like fish and chicken, like those are the two that, fish, chicken, and turkey. Like lean meats, I love lean meats. They're much better for you, and they still give you your good like omega-3 fats, like your
proteins and everything.
Proteins,
Yeah.
Don't have to like supplement it at all. And it's just I can't like this is a taste. I feel
dude, I understand. I struggle a lot with me trying to eat as much vegetarian or pescatarian as possible because I'm the kind of person I'm like food. I'm not a foodie by any means, but I like good tasting food, and so much of specifically Western food.
Alex Fasciani.
Yeah, I'm Alex Fasciani. So much of our Western food culture revolves around, especially Americans, revolves around you have your mint condition. A lot of Western American food culture revolves around you have your protein as your main dish, and you know, the side dishes are maybe your starches or your vegetables and everything like that. So in a sense, it can be hard to find a way to be pescatarian. Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and I'll put this out there. I say that I'm vegetarian for the most part because I am allergic to like 18 different types of fish.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I eat shellfish, but saying I'm pescatarian feels kind of
weird because you can't actually eat a lot of fish.
I don't really eat fish.
So one of the reasons, and I'll be really open about this, we kind of talked about some health things in our last episode.
Yeah.
Talking about, you know, body image and weight and where that lies and, you know, all that fun stuff. One of the reasons I was encouraged to eat more of a Mediterranean or a pescatarian diet was, you know, I'm overweight, and that's no shit, Sherlock. And that's okay, and that's something that I've done in my life. But there was a moment in my life where I was worried about my cholesterol. My cholesterol was really high for someone my age, and my doctor and I talked about it, and I really wanted to not be at risk for, diabetes or pancreatitis or anything like that. And so I decided to myself, and he didn't tell me you got to be a pescatarian or you're going to die. He said, just cut back on this and be careful what you eat. And so I decided, and I talked to Shane about it, and I decided I want to, for my own safety and my own health, for at least a couple years, and to balance out my numbers, to make sure that I am eating this diet, because I know statistically it helps to lower some blood pressure. It helps reduce your diabetic risk.
You do not need to have beef, pork, and hard meat as your main dish.
Yeah,
every single meal. That's super not necessary. The meat market has definitely ingrained it into us through commercials and through just advertisement.
Yeah, think about all
but
Jack in the Box, Burger King commercials like that. It's like, have your
McDonald's.
Slippery D's, all that stuff.
Have you seen the collapse story of bacon, of how bacon is introduced into our society?
No.
Oh my God.
So bacon, the reason that we eat so much bacon is because it's the most undesirable part of the pig. And so what they did is they found a way to make it taste somewhat good. I don't think bacon tastes that good personally. And
crazy.
They marketed it like hell. They spent millions of dollars, fast food chains, millions of dollars marketing bacon, and also butchers as well, because it was the part that they were just throwing this part of the pig away.
I didn't know this. This is new information.
They were just throwing this part of the pig away. They were just discarding it. They couldn't sell it. They couldn't get anybody to buy it because it was just the worst part of the pig that nobody wanted.
But it was so much of it.
Yeah, it's such a huge amount of the pig that bacon comes from.
And so they decided that if they invested the marketing money into it, they could get people to be buying the worst part of the pig. And they did. They completely sold America. They purposely
Americans love bacon.
They did this before the word even existed, but they literally turned bacon into a meme of sorts. They made it just a cultural phenomenon, and it's still a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
People act if you tell somebody you don't like bacon, people act like you're fucking crazy.
They really
Think
do.
Epic Mealtime. They put 100 million pounds of bacon on everything.
Did you just see Chris's reaction when we both said that we didn't like bacon that much?
I did judge you. I was like, I
like turkey bacon,
whatever.
but I really don't like regular
turkey
bacon.
Turkey bacon is delicious.
Veggie bacon is
also.
I would love to try it, honestly.
It's so good. It tastes like turkey bacon.
There are so many vegetarian foods that I almost like more. There's these Morningstar buffalo chicken nuggets that are vegetarian that Shane and I eat all the goddamn time.
Not an ad.
Hashtag not an ad. Hashtag.
But if they want to be an ad.
Yeah,
but if you want to be an ad.
Morningstar, if you want to talk to
me.
They're incredible. I almost like them more. And there's some veggie patties that we buy that.
Oh my God. So
hashtag also not an ad. Fat Burger makes an incredible veggie burger that I am all about.
And again, Burger King, not an ad.
Yeah, Burger King has the stupidly good veggie burgers for no reason.
If you're a vegetarian or vegan and you didn't know this, Burger King has amazingly cheap veggie burgers that are so good.
Yeah, they're like $4 for the burger. It's one of their cheaper items, and they're really tasty.
They're so good.
And so I don't know. There's a lot of positives to eating vegetarian. And people will come at you and say, again, I don't disagree with this, because humans, our teeth evolutionarily are designed to be omnivores.
Yeah, we're supposed to eat
protein. We're supposed to eat meat. We evolved the way that we do to eat meat.
But we're not supposed to eat as much.
We're not supposed to eat.
Definitely not.
We're primates, and we're not supposed to eat meat as our main. Don't just be a carnivore, because you will die of heart disease. It'll be a very bad time for you.
You can see in the body frames of people who eat way too much meat. That they eat way too much meat. You can tell people don't have that balance of what you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
My dad is one of those people. He's just
a big carnivore. Was a Midwest boy. Yeah. Meat and potatoes. Let's go.
Exactly.
My dad's the same way.
Yeah. It's crazy that people get uppity. I don't think there are political reasons to being a vegetarian, and for example, there are a lot of things with farming and raising meat that are very.
I will get.
Yeah, Shane's got this. That are.
I can get into this as well.
Yeah,
I'm not.
They're ecologically irresponsible.
I didn't let it affect my diet too much, but that is one of the slight reasons why I've made the decisions to go more pescatarian.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's hard to find that balance, and I don't want anyone to feel alienated because they like. Maybe they're a political vegetarian. Maybe they're like me. They're more health reason wise. I don't want that to seem to be the paramount part of our discussion today. because again, we're not trying to change anybody's mind. We're just presenting what we know and why we do the things that we do. We were talking about, you know, Shane, maybe you can get into this more because you have very different reasons for being eating the way we do than I do. We've actually had really funny talks where I'm like, okay, yeah, but I feel like eating meat today because I'm not militant about it. And you're like, well, I am.
I'm like, well, anyways, fuck you. So, I mean, no. I mean, I completely respect other people on this, and I don't think that you can't eat meat. My thing is, I'm more political about my reasons for not eating meat.
Yeah.
I think that economically, factory farming is a huge problem.
Yeah, it's not great.
It is
carbon emissions alone. It's not good.
Yeah, it's.
And that's just like the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. There's so much more
for our. Just there's so many issues with factory farming. It's okay. So first of all, they overuse antibiotics.
Yep.
Which is actually hurting us in the sense that bacteria is becoming antibiotic resistant, and that's causing health problems with us. So we're getting sick, and we can't fight off these viruses, and then antibiotics aren't working anymore. So the
water usage is like another huge thing.
Oh, yeah.
So the amount of water needed to just give you a single serving of beef or pork or
it's
chicken
crazy.
It's
unbelievable.
Well, and the amount of
maybe.
produce that they grow to feed
Exactly.
these animals,
I was just going to say that.
We could feed the entire fucking world.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting, waste is the wrong word, but use of food resources, because you're exactly saying,
it's irresponsible.
It is irresponsible, and
it's just,
you know, it's so tough.
And
because
in a way, it's because we're a little bit selfish. Humans are inherently selfish.
We're animals, of course we are.
Yeah, and so pretty much, I think the big fight is to try to find that balance between selfishness and caring about other animals and the planet and just what we're doing to the earth.
Yeah, and that's what it really, to me, comes down to. You know, if my health aside, if I were to get political about the whole how we eat issue, is I at my core desire we as a species to be able to continue our species on into the next million years if we could. Not likely based on our track record,
and we're gonna kill the earth off before that happens if we keep going the way we are.
Yeah.
And
the weird thing is,
farming
like, coming from the Midwest, like, people are so like anti, like, the political reasons behind vegetarianism and all that stuff. People are so like passive about it. They act like it doesn't matter.
Well, it's because so much of the economy of where you and I come from is a farming based economy, and a lot of those farms are beef farm, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
and like people don't realize that, like, they like kind of like from where I'm from, because just for the record, for this podcast or for this video, I just moved to California from the Midwest, from Missouri, about 5 months ago. And so I'm like around it a lot. And a lot of people, they don't have the long-term world in their account. They kind of think about themselves in the now, and they think about their society in the now. When they think about the economy and the decisions they make, they just think about how it benefits them now. And they don't think about the future. They just want to think about
the right now solution.
The thing is, like, their lifetime. So many people have like a finite, their lifetime view of the world. And that's kind of the reason I like being about in California, is people aren't as selfish. They like think about the future. They think about other humans. They think about
our state overall.
And then, like, where I'm from, people literally like bash that. They think that's stupid.
It's crazy.
They think that people who think about, like, they think like vegans and stuff are like fucking stupid because of like the reasoning. Like, it just kind of baffles me. But it is the very like small country town mentality, and moving out of that and moving to an area where people like
are more conscious. Yeah,
more woke. Let's say I love the word woke because it's such an applicable word, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been pretty woke for a while, so
I mean, but like the real thing is, like, factory farming doesn't just create these big time problems. It really goes into the fact that, like, even if we're not just looking at the big long-term effects
Big
of
factory things affect everything.
it affects
Yeah.
the now. It affects the independent farmers. It affects the small, right now, companies that are now not able to continue their businesses.
Mm-hmm.
It affects the small, right, like
For
mom and pop
example,
shops
Like
kind of
Walmart.
thing.
Walmart destroyed so many things.
Exactly, but
for
You
the
and I come from a place
farming
where you could
community.
see that happen.
yeah, but from like just because it's more convenient and
Yeah.
because it saves people money, convenience and saving money. The thing is, we come from an area where people don't have money.
Mhm.
So if things are more convenient and they're more cheap, people like where I'm from, you don't have a choice. You have to go for the more cheap and
Yep.
convenient
Yeah.
options.
Same.
So it
And-
is a downward spiral. It is like
Yeah.
a circle. Like
It's-
there's nothing going out of it. And the only
It's
way we
hard.
can really change that is from a higher level person.
Yeah.
Like from
Mhm.
my
what we really need
observations.
is, and I agree, it's hard because I come from a point where we didn't have a lot of money growing up. I actually didn't even know that I was poor until I got older, and I looked back and I was like, oh shit, we were poor as fuck.
Yeah.
But
I was like poor. I wasn't even like dirt poor just because my family didn't do anything stupid with our money.
yeah,
Like we didn't have any problem. Like we didn't drink alcohol.
yeah,
There was no like gambling problems. There wasn't like any like actual like we were poor, but we were smart with our money.
Yeah.
Like we
so
like,
you made it.
like if
through
we
kind
lived
of
in a
thing.
house, we built that house ourselves because we were a construction family, and through doing that, we were able to save money and build a nicer place.
Yeah.
But like, so I was poor, but like, I guess if you compare it like to here, I'm super poor because I was from lower middle class Missouri, which from California standards is like literally low.
Yeah, it's like
That's
dirt
literally-
poor, like
yeah.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
But when you look at it, it's like it's hard because what you really need to do is you need the people that have money to start putting their money in to these independent farmers, these smaller businesses, and really putting their faith in them so that these independent companies can grow
Mm-hmm.
and really support themselves and stop putting the money into the corporations so that those people in turn have the money.
Yeah.
The problem is the wealthier people are.
Aren't doing that
They
don't give a shit.
because
First
they
off, they're not
are the
doing that.
corporations.
That's true. They are the corporations. Number two, the people who are the wealthiest tend to also be the stingiest in a
Oh,
way.
yeah.
And then third off, the wealthy people are a minority in our country at this point. It's
Yeah.
becoming
Oh yeah.
the wage gap is becoming larger and larger.
It's a
so
whole
it's
nother
yeah.
topic. Yeah.
so
yeah.
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
entire
A
thing is
whole
just it's
other
so
topic.
weird, just like how much of it just a downward spiral it is that like it's almost unfixable. And it's kind of sad in a way. Like
Yeah,
it's
it
kind of
really is.
depressing to really think about and just sit here and just like fathom it. But
What is that?
truth.
Is it 7 degrees or I don't remember what it is, how many degrees, but it's everything's related with a certain number. Like there's only so many degrees.
Oh, like 3 degrees to Kevin Bacon or whatever that thing is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
there's only a certain number of things before everything's connected.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's. I mean, we're getting a lot off topic for vegetarianism, but
But
if you think about it, if you really look into it, there's like 6 corporations that are the major ones of the country. Oh my gosh, excuse me, of the country. And yeah, that's problematic. And again, that's a whole nother episode discussion, but it's problematic even in again the farming industry. Yeah, it blows my mind how irresponsible and short-sighted a lot of big corporations are with even this small issue.
yeah.
That they're going to make the most money they can try to make, which is even crazier because meat farming is expensive. You have to
Oh,
feed them, you have to water them, you have to get them antibiotics.
And
It's
I
amazing
mean-
that how profitable the meat industry is for how expensive it is to actually.
Well, the other thing is, on top of that, they're also just because of how they're keeping the conditions, they're giving them antibiotics before they need them.
yeah,
They're just every day
preemptive. Yeah,
preemptively giving them antibiotics so they don't get sick.
yeah,
Which
is crazy because
bonkers.
yeah, it is
just
bonkers.
I love that
freaking
word.
wild.
Bonkers.
It is. It's one of the reasons why superbugs are a very scary, real thing. in the future of our civilizations.
I used to literally campaign against it because it was so wild. I used to go door to door.
The children of today are going to be dealing with some mess up stuff.
I think it'll happen in our lifetime as well. It's going to be pretty
in our
scary.
Lifetime. It's going to be like when we're grandparents, I feel. But we have like, there's so many dangers. There's the dangers of AI. Yeah. That's a huge thing. The dangers of overpopulation, dangers of global warming, dangers of like antibiotics and stuff. All the things that the older generation are literally, they don't care as long as they make
That's a real thing. There's so
they just want to make a profit
now and then later, man, I'm dead, don't care.
It circles back to what I was saying earlier. They just care about the now. They just want to make the profit. They just want to like, they want to satisfy their current needs. They don't care about what happens in the future. They like Trump with the economy. The biggest #1 reason that people from the Midwest really support Trump is he is positive for the economy, but to what cost?
Yeah.
To the cost of the future of the world? Like,
it's unbelievable the craziness that all goes around this. And a little thing you can do to help is maybe support more independent farmers and smaller parts of that rather than get your big ass piece of beef from, a giant corporation.
Yeah. So what you can do, I mean, and not that you have to do this, but what we do is we, for the most part, don't eat meat. And when we do, we
just minimize your meat intake. You don't need meat every single meal.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be a part of every single dish you eat. And it's not healthy to do. It's like, it's not personally benefiting you on a health level. It's not benefiting the environment. It's not benefiting the big corporations if you don't eat meat every single meal. So,
I mean, it is benefiting them, but it's not benefiting.
No, I said it's not benefiting the corporations if you don't eat meat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. But, I mean, the thing is, overall, if you eat meat and you eat it from a responsibly sourced...
Moderation. Just, like, be more moderate about it.
Like, if you eat responsibly sourced meat... then there's no issue if you're getting it from a local farmer.
Right, or like a local butcher, something really cool like that.
That's dope. I mean, that's great. I mean...
Yeah, you're supporting a local economy. You're supporting...
I mean, I know, like, Chris and I are kind of tight financially, so we don't eat meat a lot. We can't afford to do that. And that's kind of part of the reason why we do what we do. And I know that eating vegetarian and vegan can be really tight, but we found ways to make it work
really well, yeah.
And we're actually saving money not eating meat at this point.
Yeah,
so
it's real.
There are ways to do it.
For sure.
And again, not trying to convince you, just this is what we do, and this is why we do it.
And I know this is a big topic that's opening up a lot of really good doors for future conversation, but I think this is a good place to kind of wrap this one up.
Definitely.
I would love to hear what all of you think about this. It's really important. We really value your input. We really want to hear your thoughts on everything. This is like one of the things why we started this channel is we want to talk with you all. But yeah, I think this has been really healthy and a really strong conversation. Thank you, Tyler, again for hanging out with us and talking with us for the last 3 episodes.
Thank you for having me. I've honestly enjoyed it. I love having conversations.
That makes me happy. Yeah, it's so good.
This is like what I live for. Like talking about video games, fun and all, but like real world stuff, like that's where it's really at.
Hell yeah, dude.
For sure.
You know what? Thank you so much, you guys. Cheers to you. Have a good day.
All right, thanks, guys. Welcome to the conversation.
A really good tool for everyone is betterworldshopper.org. They research every brand and their practices and give them a grade.
I love that. I didn't know that. Thank you, Ted.
Thanks, Ted.